Ladies and gents, are we live? Oh yeah! I bet you thought the Macho Man Robot Savage was done, but no. He's back. I don't even care that I've got a mouth also because I'm excited about the update that's coming. Let's get into it. I'm gonna talk about everything that's coming tomorrow night on Omnimania. Oh yeah! Let's see how the cream of the crop is gonna be in 24 hours. Okay, so I bet y'all missed my nerd mode transition. Am I right? Don't lie. I know you missed it. Okay, so let's get into this. What's coming first? Omnicells. All right, let's click the learn more. Omnicells arrive. 1.7.0 July 8. 3 Omnicells. 3. We've talked about them before. Now we have the actual information. Bastion. Increase all shields received by 15%. Dealing damage has a chance to grant a stacking, refreshing, 25 health shield that lasts for 25 seconds. It refreshes. This is key. Max 500. Will it stack with Skarns? I don't know yet. But if it does, we have some interesting builds coming. Active. You leap forward, you consume 150% of the amount of shields, and deal a blast of energy damage to nearby targets. This could actually fit very well into a few playstyles. Like I said, we got some plans for this. Iceborne. Increase max health by 100. Boo, too little. Anyway, gain 1% lifesteal and 5% reduced damage, and you gain that again. So you lose 150 health. Now your damage is reduced by 10%. You have 2% lifesteal. Take another 150 health, 3% lifesteal, 15% reduced damage. See how that works? Yeah, there you go. Taking damage will reduce the cooldown of your active ability. And it only triggers by 5 seconds, and it only triggers once every 5 seconds. So don't be taking hits left, right, and center. Please don't. You will throw, your active ability is that you will throw an Ice Lance that does 1,500 frost damage. Pretty damn strong, by the way. Double damage if thrown at full health, which is almost the equivalent of the Frostbite, the Pangar's ability. Yeah. Except that you don't get the 50% bonus from detonating it early. But that, if you throw it at full health, that's a lot. It prevents you from being staggered and grants 10% lifesteal for 8 seconds. It is on a 60-second cooldown. It is not invulnerability. Please remember that. This is not invulnerability. You can die, but you are prevented from staggering. So you can go spin around as much as you like and you'll be fine. I gave you a clue there as to what one of the first builds we're releasing is. Anyway, Discipline. Critical strike chance and damage increased by 10%. Healing will be reduced by 50%. Reaching max stacks of Flaming Fist makes you disciplined, increasing your critical strike chance by 50% for 40 seconds, but increasing the damage you receive by 100%. You take double damage, okay? When discipline ends, stacks are cleared. Your active is to perform a quick parrying punch, okay? That deals 300 blaze damage. Parrying an attack does plus 300% damage, and grants a stack of Flaming Fist, giving plus 6% critical strike damage. This can stack 4 times. 15-second cooldown. This is the last Omnicell that we're going to be experimenting with, so please be very fucking patient with this one. It's a high-risk, high-reward cell, so we're going to probably experiment with it after we've gotten all of the standardized builds out. Now, preparing for Omnicells. What can you do? Well, Iceborne and Discipline, for most of you, will be given. Why? Because they're going to be removing those cells. If you already have them, you'll get them. Okay? They'll just be, boop, popped into you. Now, the only one most of us will have to craft after unlocking it in Slayer's Path level 7 is Bastion. So I'll be doing a video on that to show you how to craft Bastion and how to unlock all this stuff. Pretty much the second the update is done. Okay. One thing you need to note is that it is not immediately available for those who are beginners or new to the game. It's on level 7 of the level 7 of the Slayer's Path. Sorry, bad with Roman numerals. Level 7 of the Slayer's Path. Alright? So you should be able to handle it. Aether Heart and Ram cost of any Power Surge gear whose perk had changed, alright, will be rewarded. But here's the thing. They revealed to one freaking content creator, if I'm hearing this correctly from some dude, that only 5 pieces of armor will be refunding the Aether cost. So for those of you that surged all your Riftstalker stuff, I'm sorry. You know, I personally thought that this means that anything whose perk was changed will be given to you. All the Riftstalker weapons have their perk changed, by the way, from Wild Frenzy to Assassin's Frenzy, which is doo-doo. Doggy doo-doo. Well, in my opinion, it's doggy doo-doo, but anyway, yeah, I'll discuss that later. For now, don't worry about it. We're still getting some Aether Hearts, okay? So do not sweat too much, huh? We can still do many things. All right, so let's have a look at the patch notes again. All right, we've talked about Omnicells. Heroic escalations are coming. Look forward to this. It's gonna be very cool. I think the Dumb Squad's gonna really enjoy that one. Galvanized Cell. New cell. The Galvanized Cell is going to grant increased critical strike chance based on the amount of shield stacks you have. At higher ranks, it also grants increased critical strike damage, and for every basically you want it at +6 anyway. You want every 50 shields, you get 1% bonus critical strike chance, and ranks 4 to 6 will grant additional critical strike damage. This is going to be cool. And needs to be paired with strong critical builds. So Bastion builds will use the Galvanized Cell. I heard it was going to be a technique cell, not a power cell. I don't know if they changed that. If they change that, I'm going to be very angry with them. I'm going to be fucking upset with them because I thought it was a technique cell. I thought it was a technique cell. But whatever. They always do these kinds of changes at the last minute. So we will adapt. We will adapt and overcome. Anyway, we'll see the cell on the day itself, and builds will be adjusted, reworks. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Currently, there's only 2 planned Bastion builds that I plan for day 1. The rest are all Iceborne. But we should be able to handle a modification of that, no problem. Okay? The Wild Thunder Hunt Pass is coming. That's going to be cool. The reward cache is going to be refreshed. There's going to be some weird ass stuff in there, so make sure you enjoy that. The Shocking Developments quest. Yes. Unlock the Restless Sands, and then you get to participate in this. I don't know what's going to be coming in that, but it sounds exciting, so I'm going to look forward to that. Now, Omnicell migration. If you have a Discipline Cell, as I told you, or Iceborne Cell, you're going to receive the new Omnicells. Free. If you had any Tenacious Cells, you will automatically receive Galvanized Cells. Again, if they're Power type cells, I'm going to be very angry with them, but I can accept that because I'm a magnanimous dude who despises everything that they do. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Okay, so far, so good. The Galvanized Cells, we'll see how we can adjust to them appropriately. All right. Now, the Dark Watch, the Shroud Helm, Boreal Might, which is the Boreal Gauntlesses, the Boreal March, the Boreal Boots, the Charrock Boots, and the Scrave Wing Gloves, Scrave Gauntlets, will each grant 1 Aether Heart and 10,000 Rams if you have owned and Power Surged them. So for most of us, we're going to get at least 5 Aether Hearts, okay? Just make sure that all this is done, okay? Now, perk changes. Very fucking important. Let's go through them. Rage. Rage is the new opposite of Predator. When you take a hit, for the next 15 seconds, you deal 20% increased damage. And the cooldown is 15 seconds. It's pretty fucking good. Okay, this is going to have a place in a lot of builds that use Iceborne. Mark my words. Overpower. they've reduced the overall damage increase, so now it's not 100% necessary sell. It will have its place though, obviously with the hammer and the strikers. 40% increased damage versus staggered behemoths. They haven't changed the stagger mechanic, as far as I know. So this is still good. But more for the hammer. For the others, there's going to be alternatives. Anyway, Evasive Fury. Okay, they've reduced the total attack speed in compliance, so now it's the same range as Conduit, and whether it'll be more of a niche sell in my opinion. Assassin's Frenzy. Now this one is something that is going to be seen mostly with the Riftstalker weapons. You break or assist in breaking apart, you get 15% increased attack speed. Plain and simple. Like I said, it's going to be used mostly with the Thrax stuff. I actually look forward to it. It's going to be quite an interesting one. Now, Etheric Frenzy has been changed, so any builds that use that, I'm sorry. It's now called Etheric Evasion. So it'll reduce your lantern ability based on whenever you dodge. Okay? Lucent. Not only your flask will now be a heal over time, it will heal more. And while it's active, right, the recharge rate of your lantern ability is also going to increase. So that's going to be a very interesting one to have. It's still going to be niche for me. I'm not going to bother with it, but it's an interesting one. Grace. Okay, Grace is now interesting. It will grant the attack speed for 40 seconds. That's a fuck ton. Sprinting is very fast. So using this, you get 10% attack speed for 40 seconds. It's going to have its place, especially in a Wind Fury build, when Wind Fury arrives. For now, it's going to still probably remain niche. I'm not expecting to use it for many of my builds for the first few days, at least. But I think it'll have its place. I think it will. Look forward to that. Etheric Attunement. Now it will reduce the cooldown of your lantern ability by quite a bit. Quite a bit. So I think it's going to be quite useful. But I think it's a flat reduction, just so you know. So for those of us that use the Drask, it'll just be 20% flat. So it'll be cooldown 20% faster. It's useful. The 50% cooldown, though, could be pretty fucking good. I expect it to be very useful in trials. Aetherborn. Using Aether Vents at ranks 4 through 6 will cause you to enter Aether Rush. This could have quite a useful impact. Because if you were to use an Aether Vent, meaning if the Behemoth fight has something around there, you use the Aether Vent, you get an Aether Rush. Increased damage, speed, whatever. That could be very useful. I could see some sprinty Wind Fury type builds using that. If you can take advantage, let's say, of Grace, run to a vent, use the vent, jump back toward the Behemoth, could work. And also the Behemoths that do drop Aether Vents, that's going to be useful. But it will still remain niche for now, in my opinion. Guardian. 30% of the shields apply to you, also apply to your nearest ally for 15 seconds. Useful in Bastion builds if you want to be a support player. I wouldn't take it. I'd probably take more damage because screw randos. And my friends can usually handle themselves. Fortress. Okay, they've really reduced the shields on this one, so nothing much you can do there. Just gotta accept it. But it will still have its place in Bastion builds, just so you know. Because if the Skarns can stack with Bastion, can stack with Fortress, and we will test this on day 1, we'll have a good time. If they cannot, then we will have a bad time. So yeah. Zeal. It will now affect Lantern abilities instead, so this could be pretty cool. I think Zeal will see its place in builds that strongly focus on Lantern. So yeah. And Tenacious now only adds damage based on hit points, not critical strike anymore. That'll be the domain of the Galvanized Cell. Okay, now let's talk about it. Armor. The Dark Watch, which is the Shroud Helm, has changed to have the Cunning perk, no longer the Rage. Gravewing Gauntlets now have Etheric Evasion. The Boreal Might, Boreal March, and Volcanic Treads now have Tenacious instead. So the Rage was taken out. This is important to remember, but the Boreas Chest still has Rage. The Shroud Chest still has Rage. Remember that. Very important. Now, your Skarn weapons will now grant a stackable shield of 200, a stackable 250 shield that lasts for 25 seconds. You can have a max of 600 shields after using your Lantern ability. Okay? So, things are going to be different now. It's no longer based on damage. Your damage will give you your Bastion shields. Your Lantern will give you your Skarn shields. And your Fortress will give you passive shields. So overall, you've got to understand that Bastion builds are going to be builds that are the middle ground between Discipline and Iceborne. Iceborne is where you want to take hits. Hit me! Bastion is where you want to try and play flawlessly. You can take a hit, but you want to try and play flawlessly so you can explode the shields for maximum damage and to keep the crit very high. The Volimir's weapon's unique effect will have increased damage, so that's going to be pretty cool, I think. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. And they will also be increasing attack speeds by variable rates. So I predicted a flat rate. Lewis predicted a variable rate. It is now a variable rate. And attack speed is capped at 50%. So please remember that. No matter how much you add in, 50% is the max. Hammer and Axe will see an attack speed increase of 12%. The Sword, War Pike, and Repeaters will see an attack speed of 10%, which is pretty good. Slightly less than anticipated, but since I'm used to full life, this is a buff for me. Chain Blades and Aether Strikers unfortunately only got 8%, so they got gypped a bit. But for the Chain Blades, it's not too bad. Honest to God, Chain Blades I think go see some good shit happening. All right, Aether Striker, Tempest Form, attack speed bonus reduced to plus 15%. So Aether Strikers took a nerf this patch, relatively speaking. For the Axe, the Vertical Ripper will now be affected by attack speed perks up to a limit of 105%. Okay. The Sword has increased Ardent Cyclone's base damage from 70 to 80 and doubled the bonus damage on its finisher. But the meter will no longer go up while you're performing Ardent Cyclone. You can't just spin forever. So they basically capped the timer on Ardent Cyclone. That's fine. That's fine. Let's just say it's not going to affect what we're going to do with it. Anyway. The Hammer, Molten Edict's damage, and the Ground Fireball has all been reduced. So it was a bit too overpowered. Now they've tried to bring it back in line. Lanterns. Okay, if you use an Aether Vent now, it will reduce your Lantern ability cooldown by 20%. Aether Wisps will reduce your Lantern ability cooldown by 10%. And Lanterns no longer have tap abilities. They've been replaced with Omnicell's active abilities. The Shrike Zeal buff no longer stacks with other active Shrike Lantern buffs. Spiteful Onslaught now triggers on Lantern Hold instead of tap. Aether Drive Tonic will now increase the recharge rate of your Lantern's ability by 100% for 60 seconds. As far as I know, Lanterns will now recharge on a standard cooldown, if I'm not wrong. So that's something that I'm gonna have to see. But anyway. Hunting Grounds. The Elder and Primal Behemoths have been removed from all hunting grounds except Paradox Breaks. Okay? The danger meter in the hunting grounds will no longer increase when a Slayer is downed. The danger meter in the hunting grounds does not increase faster while Slayers are downed. The danger meter in the hunting ground does not decrease when a Slayer is revived. They've raised the rate of danger meter increase in the hunting grounds. Okay, so they've tried to balance it a little more. This is because nobody likes picking up randos, so we leave them where they lie. Okay, Behemoth changes. Drask's head no longer deals damage during the tail swipe. This is useful and very helpful and a humongous blessing. Scrave. Increase the time between blizzards when fighting the Winterhorn's Grave. This is happy. This is pretty happy. Stormclaw, reduce health on the Stormclaw shock fences, thank God. Okay, so they'll be removing past and future talent trees. No more drone, no more perfect strike. You have to get used to it. Quality of life improvements. Grucks and Styxians will now properly respect the territory of the behemoth. They should no longer jump you when the Slayers are engaging in melee. Okay. The shield's visual and sound effects now only play for 3 seconds. Thank God for this. It should remove that other weird bug. The Drask has a new death animation, new stagger animations, lowered the intro roar sound effect, which is fine. Players can now die in transmog during matchmaking. This is a pretty happy thing because I like to change my outfit often. Lucky Break menu now focuses on last item purchased from Lady Luck. Menu now focuses on the closest item next to the last purchase item on the store screen. Okay, fine. Quests. Behemoths will no longer drop parts that are not used. Okay, cool. Die Rumors will no longer require etheric crown plates and will instead require the epic part from the target behemoth. Sounds good. Hunting Grounds. Added alternate versions of out-of-combat music to the Hunting Grounds. Yay. Cosmetics. Fix some emotes that would not be cancelled when walking. Okay. Bug fixes. Malkurion's lightning projectiles now have audio. Stormclaw. Fixed a bug where the Stormclaw would walk slowly before going into their pounce attack. Okay. Gameplay. Fixed a bug where Elder Behemoth shields remain visible. Okay, fine. That's useful. Fixed an issue where Elder Behemoth shields would be invisible. Okay, that's fine. Splitting lava and splitting umbral attacks will now break on behemoths. Okay, good. Fixed a bug where other Slayers would be invisible on hunts. Okay, not happening anymore. Fixed an issue where Slayers would be left standing after being knocked down. Fixed an issue where Malkurion's legendary ability would add 4 stacks of pulse in a single hit. Lol. Fixed a bug where supply crates wouldn't open when first used. Okay. Fixed a bug for Blitz and Frenzy tonics not progressing quests. Bug where hunt pass XP was unreliably counting. Okay, fine. Never noticed any of these, by the way. Hammer. Fixed a bug in hammer specials that caused the ammo charge level to be incorrectly calculated. Yay. Sword. Fixed a bug where overdrive would have a large pause during the combos animation. Okay. Warpike. The Warpike's heavy whoosh audio now stops when dodging mid-swing. Okay. Cosmetics. The beta anniversary flare no longer displays the wrong graphic. Okay. Paradox Waymarker banner. Dart attack emote. Okay. Don't know these. Doesn't matter. Hunting ground. The Paradoxicon and Carnivore's area now properly rises. No longer gets stuck. Yay. Fixed areas where players were escaping the map on Paradox breaks. There is no escape. Okay. So we should not get launched to the moon. Hopefully. Hopefully. UI. Carnivore's message. Well, I think these are not that important. So thank you very much for going through this with me. I hope you guys have understood all the changes that are coming. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask. And look forward to the update. It's going to be so crazy. It's going to be so insane. Like I said, I'll be streaming all night. So I'll be doing a 12 or 14 hour stream starting at my regular stream time on July 8th. We'll be waiting for the update. As soon as it drops, everybody's going to log in. You know, the whole dumb squad's going to be 100% on it. We'll be making a lot of builds. We'll be having a lot of fun. So, yeah, come and join us for a great time. And look forward to it, man. Look forward to it because these Omnicells are going to shake up the game. All right. Thank you all for listening to me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And, of course, leave a tip if you like the content, you like the boy giving you information, you want to keep me running. Link is in the description of the video. All right. I'll catch you all later on stream, yeah?